So when we get to that, when we've acknowledged that this is where we are, for you believe that we haven't even moved past, you know, the most basic stage, which is defining.
Yes, we haven't done the homework.
But, you know, but at some point, some people will say that it would seem that there was some kind of vision. Maybe, you know, it's faded somewhat. But then at different stages, we've seen the country come up with other visions. So, for instance, we had a vision 2020. Maybe now that might be impossible and we're already looking at another vision. But these are visions.
Yeah, I'm not saying that there have not been plans.
So plans and visions are two different things.
They are different things. Okay? You have vision to build a beautiful family that has a home in Lekki Phase 1 of VI, okay, and a holiday home in Florida, okay, and 4 children who have PhDs, who go to Ivy schools, is a different from the plan you make for them. It is based on this vision that you make a plan for them to have a teacher at home to supplement while you are here. But therefore, if we do have this vision of a country that is great under the rule of law, because it's a key part of the vision. The previous discussion you had before I came in would kick in under the vision of under the rule of law, and it encompasses loads of things. Okay.
Quickly, we're out of time.
Yes,
but
yes, please.
It would be good for us to touch on the bailout or the economies of states. If we can do that in the next 4 minutes, very quickly. You talk about planning. You also talk about governance and seeing. You talking about vision. For so many states, they have not been able to pay salaries, and we're getting to see that the federal government has been able to give them some form of funds from the NLNG. What, in your mind's eye, you think went wrong with some of these states who were doing pretty well before they were enmeshed in debt?
It is because it is built from what we were saying before. It is because they were doing the wrong things. They were having jamboree. We are a poor developing country. So when they have money, they do not have to spend all the money. We must spend the money with a benchmark of what we want the money to achieve in terms of education, in terms of healthcare, in terms of community service, and have a reserve. And now if you are going to give bailout, I believe that Nigeria must right now begin to plan for austerity. Because we are walking with our eyes open into a situation where we're going to get into significant austerity. We're already there. The dollar is going to 250. Okay? So, and we're still living on the hangover of when dollar was 120, 170. Okay? So things are going to get harder because we are not producing more. The only product we produce has significant challenges by fracking. Okay? And so the future requires that this is the time to stop. Take not 3, but 10 deep breaths and start our own restructuring. I believe that even before giving states the bailout, this is why I talk about planning, proper framework, strategizing and planning, okay? Before giving the states the bailout.
Or the Special Intervention Fund.
Yes, that should have been a starting process for restructuring. That means the kind of thing IMF does. We should actually have a Nigerian National Monetary Fund. It will be from that fund that you'll be doing kind of bailout. So we don't need to go back to IMF again and start talking about conditionalities and start abusing people who give us their money when we went to borrow it. So we don't need to abuse IMF. So you can't abuse your borrower, your lender. So what we should do now is begin to learn to cut our coat according to what we really need. All this posing by people who have stolen our money must stop. And definitely, this government must bring back shame. What we need to bring back in Nigeria is shame. The last guest was a policeman, and he was talking about one policeman cannot police one other person. The police and the criminal justice system really is structured for 2.5% of the society. That is the criminal fringe. The 2.5% of the society that is on the moral excellence. Okay, they behave according to what the divine creator wants us to do. 95% of the society, which is the mean plus minus 2 standard deviation, okay, operates on shame. You don't want your wife to know that you're a thief. If we call the a governor who is still in, if we call the wife of thief and the children in school, they are called children of thieves, they will stop, the stealing will reduce, and the impunity would go. And that's what they will call them in America. That's what they will call them in Britain.
I was hoping they don't end up suing for calling them.
No, they will call them where they're playing in school. They won't call them in the newspaper. But if they're stealing openly, they will call them openly because they will have this thing that they're stealing. They should check their tax something. But I'm just saying that there are ways and means of putting into check and bringing about shame. Shame is the social sanction by which every society runs. At the beginning of creation, when our forefathers, Adam and Eve, sinned, it was shame that made them to go and hide.
Okay. Thank you very much indeed, Dr. Ndionyokusi is a management consultant. We'll have your comments as well, but we'll take them. Why don't we take them now? Should we? Yeah, we could as well. So let's have the first one. Well, this one comes through from Okunsuwa, talking about insurgency, says there's a strong correlation between security and trust. Our current situation breeds mistrust.
Well, from Kelechi, the national security must begin with a strong sense of citizenship. At a local level where there is no government, citizens are the stakeholders.
And this is from Tijani. He says, on insurgency, I agree that police should be from the areas they serve because they're familiar with the environment.
And this one comes from Adeyemi, talking about education in Kebbi State. Says, no excuse from public officers in Kebbi can be justified, especially past commissioners of education and LGA chairpersons.
Tulu, when students sit on stones to take lectures, it becomes easier for them to be lured into undesirable groups.
Oh, that's from Egwando, and he says this, talking about education in Kebbi State, he says this is not a prison but a zoo. They have reduced the students to animals.
Oh dear. Well, there you go. That's the show today. Thank you for watching and for sending your thoughts as well. We appreciate all of them. Well, we'll be back tomorrow. I'm Chamberlain Uso.
Thank you for watching. I'm Mauwe Ogun.
Many thanks. I'm Sulaiman. Later. See you again.